But first we're going to watch Inside Star Citizen Illicit Delivery Spring 2022. We saw the roadmap update that they added, unlawful deliveries to 3.17.2, and they're going to tie into Reputation with what I assume is the Ninetales, right? Or somebody like that. So let's go ahead and watch this.
Hey everybody, the upcoming 3.17.2 patch looks to bring with it a variety of new gameplay opportunities, bug fixes, and quality of life improvements. And one of the ways it aims to do that is to include important evolutions of mission systems you may already be familiar with. On this week's show, we're looking at two important expansions, beginning with the addition of delivery missions specific to those unafraid of breaking the law.
Okay, here we go.
Currently in Star Citizen, we have our...
I'll just say I did not expect Dan Truffin to be the one discussing this. I thought this was like a UK
delivery missions that everyone knows. They're only
thing.
For legal, law-abiding citizens. We have no missions for someone who's on the wrong side of the law, someone who lives out of green hacks. And in 3.17.2, we will rectify that by adding our illegal delivery missions.
Okay.
The illegal delivery missions in 3.17.2 are going to function somewhat similarly to the legal ones, but they get run through a different organization. You will be running them through Redwind.
Wait, what?
You will have to build up your reputations with them. They will test your trust. They will see that you're reliable by doing fairly legal things at the beginning, and eventually they will give you one of these missions where you have to do something a bit dodgy. And based on how you do that thing, they will either open this career path for you or not.
But Redwind, I thought Redwind was a lawful company. That's kind of weird. I would have expected it to be sort of like the illegal delivery missions that we have now that are not from, that are like from like personal people. I never knew they were a front, so I guess I should be talking more to Astropub.
There will
be
some risks involved. You will have to visit some really nefarious locations, some drug labs, some stashes where generally they're not populated by your lawful citizens, so you might encounter some people doing similar missions that are not very favorable to other people doing them.
Legal,
you might bump into
stuff.
them, you might have to end up in a fight, or maybe you join up on other adventures. The other more fixed risk factor is the chance of getting interdicted a lot more. So you will have to make sure when you get interdicted, you pretty much have to run for it. If they find the drugs on you or whatever illegal things you're moving, that will end up in you going to prison or in a fight or having to run for your life.
Okay. I think that this could get really cool if, I mean, God, it's never going to work until after meshing, though. Is once they have NPCs walking on planets, delivery missions at like these drug labs and things would be way more dangerous if NPCs were there fighting, you know?
And obviously with the additional risk, there will come additional rewards that the legal side of the career delivery missions will not give you. Looking ahead, we're also looking to add different sizes of parcels to delivers, including small handheld items that the player can stash in their inventory, and all kind of other items that whatever you can think of.
What do you mean we're looking to add? We already have this. AI walking on planets when? The next in 3.17.2. Yeah, there's literally a mission with this. What? It's not even just Wallace Klim, is it?
This is open-ended. We'll find cool things to add in.
There's currently a mission where you make the drugs, right? There's an illegal delivery mission where you literally make the drugs, and then Like, you bring the stuff to different areas, and then you drop it off at a location. It's a 3-part mission. We literally have this.
There are different objects, different type of penalties if you get caught with them. Yeah, we'll make it fun. Obviously, this is not the end of delivery missions. We will keep exploring and finding new things to add. We'll be making stuff interesting for everyone who is in this line of work in the universe. Whether they are on the legal or illegal side of things, we'll find something cool for them to move from point A to point B.
These new missions from Redwind are
They're
only
not
the
new!
first in a new initiative to add more gameplay opportunities to those who want to play outside of proper
Bro, do you
society's
guys play
rules
your game?
and look to make their debut in the upcoming Alpha 317-2.
I'm so confused.
But up next, here's a phrase you may not have heard around here in some time. Service beacons. Specifically, combat assist service beacons. They've been due an upgrade for some time, and they're about to get their next one. Let's find out more.
Yeah, can't wait for more useless and boring box delivery missions. Okay, useless is literally anything you do in game, right? Can't wait to discuss more useless PvP encounters with you, Icy Jones. It's the same thing. But the thing about the delivery missions is, what did delivery missions need to be more interesting? Like, I really think that they forgot what they had, and I don't understand why. Of all the priorities and all the things that they went for, the illegal one I think makes sense because of pyro. But the thing that I'm so confused about is, we used to have delivery missions that were fun. We used to have delivery missions that took you from one planetary body to another. And now we don't, and they never brought it back. And they literally just made what we already have in game worse. So I'm just confused, because like the illegal delivery missions right now are actually quite cool. There's a couple steps to them. I think it's actually neat, and I thought they were going to take those, kind of give them a little buff, and then also tie reputation to them. I would have been okay with that. Like, you know, the argument that people are saying, like, oh, this is recycling content or whatever. Like, I would have been okay with the recycled content, just bringing rep to it and then, you know, adding layers to it in some way. And maybe that's what's happening here, but they're not sharing everything about it. But it really doesn't seem that way. It really seems like they have no idea. But based off of that video, maybe it was edited poorly. I have no idea. But I'm confused after watching that. Yeah, maybe they're doing a rework of it and they're going like literally back to the drawing board again, but I don't know, man.
With the current state of the combat service beacons, we like that it's content for players to go out and shoot a ship gun at something. Like, it's
Who
combat,
does these?
and
Does
that's
anybody
fun and
do
engaging
these?
and interesting. We like the concept, but not its current execution.
Service beacons are ways that players and NPCs can request assistance from the player or create missions for the players.
We don't like that there's not a whole lot of variety in them. You generally are fighting kind of the same ships.
I'd say one of the
Okay.
biggest problems is that there's no frame of reference to the player in terms of like what they're getting themselves into before they go. So the only indicator that the player has
By the
as
way,
to
that
how
was the best
difficult or
Batmobile.
challenging the mission's going to be is what the mission's paying. So the more that it pays, the more difficult the mission will be. And if as a new player you don't know that or know that scale, you don't have any concept of what you're getting yourself into.
What we are going to be doing is basically making it so that there are now 10 levels of difficulty for these combat service assist beacons. And when you go to accept them in your contract broker, you will be able to actually see that you are accepting anywhere from 1 to 10, depending on your reputation with the organization running these service assist beacons. In this particular case,
Okay. Do you guys think it's a big deal? The 1 to 10 thing? I feel like a lot of I saw in Discord, I haven't watched the video yet. This is my first time watching the video, but I saw your conversations in Discord, and I think a lot of people were making fun of it and just going, "Oh, so you just basically made the bounty system with these." No matter what it is, I think giving any sort of like trail of something for people to follow or any sort of achievement for people to reach isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a decent addition. I think the different levels is just another achievement for a player to try to achieve in the game. There's not much to be a completionist in the game at the moment, and any level of that I think is kind of fun. So I really don't have an issue. I did see some people making fun of it though.
Difficulty 1 might be something as easy as go save this little relatively undamaged ship from
bounty
an
missions
Aurora
in
or
a
something.
way is
pretty
nice.
easy,
I agree,
pretty
Icy.
starter.
Wow.
Something that you should be able to handle.
Icy Jones.
As you do more of them and rank up, you will unlock higher and rarer variants up to difficulty 10, which should be something on the lines of like, oh, there is a relatively damaged ship being attacked by either a small group or an Idris or something quite threatening. And that mission should basically mean that when you are accepting it, you immediately say to your friends, everybody hop in, we're going to go and handle this together. That to us is kind of the key goal, is that those upper difficulties start getting people doing these together as a group and making the game feel more multiplayer, even in these simpler, smaller missions.
If that happens.
We're pretty excited for this update. It has been a long time coming. We're hoping that it will make this piece of content considerably more engaging, something that players can have a bit more fun with and will want to engage with more. And it has served us quite ably as a method for ramping up a new designer so that we can start producing more and more content for you in the future.
So maybe that guy, because we've never seen him before, the guy with the Batmobile, is a new designer at the company, and that's how they're ramping him up and bringing him into the fold. And then he'll go into other missions later on. That's kind of cool.
We are currently aiming for a release.
These types of missions, so how do players generate these with specific combat targets? They're automatically generated by Quanta, actually, and the price of them is generated by Quanta. As far as I understand, those are the only missions that are dictated by Quanta at the moment, are those combat service beacons. So the price started out at 5K when the servers first launched, and because nobody does them, I think that they cap out at 20K. I think that is happening. It's not a real service beacon from the player, correct? But it happened fairly quickly, but you would gradually watch the price go up, and I believe that is a thing. But yeah, these are just like another layer on combat missions. Yeah.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that there will be more non-combat opportunities for aspiring criminals when illegal delivery missions come online. That the combat assist service beacons are getting a multi-stage glow-up that'll make it easier for players to prepare for what's ahead.
It's updated.
And that you can call the 8th the 7th, but we all really know what's up. I guess technically we learned that last week. Now, don't forget that First Contact Day and International Bar Citizen Weekend are both upon us. Check out the RSI website for details. And then after that, it's Alien Week. Yeah, we're in the can't stop, won't stop corridor now. For Inside Star Citizen,
yeah, can't stop, won't stop selling people spaceships they
Here
don't
are
need.
a few more shots of the currently under construction 7th floor of the Manchester Goods Yard building, future home of CIG UK. And we'll see you all here next week from the 8th, which is actually the 9th stories up. Don't cut me off.
Okay, thanks, Jared. I saw a lot of talk about that was the worst ISC ever, blah, 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 blah. The illegal delivery missions, I'm confused. But the service beacons, I think, is a fairly good a good addition to the game. I think it's another thing, another path to go down for a combat pilot to earn reputation. And then it's really up to CIG to really start providing rewards that people want. Oh, Mike never watches past the credits? Okay, hold on. Well, there usually isn't anything.
You're still here. Go.
That's literally like the peak emote that we have. That's so funny. It just the moment he did it, it made me think of the peak emote. All right, that's funny. Yeah, this one. That one right there. You're still here. Someone make add Jared to the peak emote. That'd be funny. That's just how I feel, is like the beacon might be fun, but I think what really needs to start happening is what are the rewards for achieving certain reputation with these companies? Like, they're starting to add the reputation. I would love to see them simultaneously focus on rewards with them as well. I know it's like a stepping stone process, but yeah. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think, though.